Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and welcome back to the Phoenix Airbus A321. Today we're going to fly from Birmingham to Larnaca, which is a lovely 4.5-hour summer route. Now, without any further ado, let's get straight into it after a message from today's sponsor. If you're looking for an ATC add-on that can not just do your standard IFR A to B flight, but also things like data link, VFR, and that can even do a cabin crew simulation, then look no further than Say Intentions AI. We'll be using them for both the cabin crew as well as anything ATC related in today's video, so if you like what you're about to see, check them out using the link in the pinned comment or the video description below. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. Our A321 is already sitting here on the ramp, just waiting for us to get in and get ready. Now you might be wondering why we've got an almost white livery on this plane, and the reason is right here next to the cockpit windows. We are actually flying Titan Airways on wet lease to Jet2, so all the lovely Jet2 logos on here are just stickers on board the airplane. Now let's get into the cockpit and let's actually start setting us up for today's journey. So starting down here, let's go ahead and start with a preliminary cockpit preparation. The engine master levers are off, mode selector norm, weather radar is off, landing gear lever is down, the windshield wipers are turned off, and with that the battery voltage is checked above 25.5, so let's turn on the batteries and then also the external power unit. Now, the plane is going to take a little while to actually fully boot up, so let's use that time and head over into the electronic flight bag to import our flight plan with a scheduled off-block time in 28 minutes, and then have a quick look over what we're going to do today. So starting down here on the significant weather chart, we're leaving Birmingham, crossing through Germany, where we're expecting quite a couple of CBs up to level 360, but thereafter it's going to be a nice and easy journey down to Larnaca. The airport weather is looking fairly good, so our departure in Birmingham sees wind almost down the runway. It's a 3-3 over here.
Runway,
and
awareness,
just few clouds, temperature 23 degrees.
Meters.
And over in Larnaca, we're looking at steady winds from the southwest, suggesting runway 22 to be in operation today. Our ultimate Paphos likewise has very good weather conditions, so weather is not going to be an issue at all. Now going up in the plan, an on-time departure at 12:30 means we're going to arrive 5 minutes late in Larnaca. And looking further down, we are not critical with any of our weights. We are planned in flight level 330 initially, flight level 350 later, and then going all the way down to the fuel section. We can see that 16.4 is the planned takeoff fuel plus taxi, so basically it's 16.6 today. Now, we can shove off just a single minute by going to cost NX50 at the cost of 100 kilos, so that's not really worth it today. Likewise, if you're getting a little bit heavier, it's just 136 kilos more, so what I'd suggest to do over here, since we are probably not going to need the APU either for much of the turnaround, is we'll just take the 16.6 that are the minimum fuel, and that should suffice. So let's go down here into the mass and balance menus and 16600 as our fuel figure, hit apply and load, and then we can use GSX for both boarding and refueling. Well, and with that on the way, let's go ahead and get going again. So next up we need our charts, and most importantly we need the ground chart over here to get our first frequency. We always want to dial up the first frequency, so delivery in this case 121.903, so that ATC can reach us just in case there is anything important they need to talk to us about. So VHF 1, 2 and the intercom is up, delivery is on here, and then we can set the speaker somewhere in the middle so that it doesn't blast our ears away. And that is looking wonderful. So then let's move up to the APU fire test, which is working well. We don't need the APU as mentioned. Let's see about the temperatures at the moment. Yeah, 23, 24, easy going. What I am going to do though is to open one of the windows just to make it a little bit more comfy here in the flight deck. Okay, so external power is on anyway, 8 gears, 1, 2 and 3 are in nav. Cockpit lights are set for the time being. The initial EFB initialization is complete, so let's go for the aircraft's technical acceptance. Recall for 3 seconds. and that is looking good. Nothing in there. Nothing in the logbook either. Aircraft configuration summary, it's an A321-200, CFM engines, automatic nav and go-around is installed, and we've got no OEBs. With that we can accept the plane for service. Okay, then let's have a look into the preliminary takeoff data calculation. So that's down here, Birmingham 33, dry runway, synchronized preliminary load sheet, synchronized weather. They do like to ask us if we can take echo, so let's calculate that first. That's 38 degrees of flex temperature, and the full length is 42. Well, okay, that is quite a bit of a difference, so I think we are going to be using the full length here to get the additional flex temperature in. Okay, so with that taken care of, let's move back to the ECAM. Oxygen pressure is good, hydraulic quantities are good, engine oil quantities are good. The flaps are up, which agrees with the lever, spoilers are retracted, then shocks are in position, so let's release a parking brake and do the ultimate brake test down here, which is looking good, and parking brake is set again. The rest's looking good down here, so then let's move on to the walkaround, please. And for that, let's just click over here. That brings us nicely into the walkaround mode. And of course they pulled the stairs off. Well, then we are just gonna jump down here. Small hint, don't do that at home. Otherwise you'll be home for a long time afterwards. So, the AOA vanes are looking good. The static ports are clear. Then we can get to the nose landing gear, which is looking superb. So, oxygen discharge disc is still in place. Pitot tubes are there and undamaged. Tap probe is as well. Static ports looking good. Then a quick look from a little bit further outside the plane, and everything's fine over here. Let's move over to the side. Static port is good. The tap probe is okay. Pitot tube is good, and the static ports over here are as well. Then let's move a little bit further aft. Quick personal check at the fuel panel. He's set 16.6, that's fine. Let's just increase that to 16.7. Oh, in the real world, the fuelers always put a little bit more in there. So, the engine's windmilling. I'm not going to reach into there. Okay, down here everything's fine. Then let's check the leading edges. Of course I forgot to turn the lights on. But that's fine. Okay. Yeah, let's get around that fuel truck. So, trailing edges are good, flaps are good, and the landing gear shows no sign of damage either. Brake wear indicator pins are okay, and that's all looking good on this side of the airplane as well. Lovely. Alright, then we can go further aft. Oh, that's okay, just about fits. So, the outflow valve is in a good condition over here. The vertical and horizontal stabilizers are good. There are no scratch marks or anything. It's an A321 after all. Alright, and over here everything's fine as well. No fluids leaking from the APU either. Okay, then we can walk further up to the front once again and cross-check the left-hand main landing gear. Again, we're checking for the same stuff that we've already checked. What was that? Oh, that's interesting. So we're checking for the same stuff that we already checked on the other side over here. Everything fine, everything good, and the brakes are still okay for the time being as well. Alright, quick look into the back of the engines while we're walking amongst here. And the trailing edge of the wing is good as well. Okay, cool, then let's walk back up to the front again. Cross-check the engine down here. Bottom is looking good. No open hatches. No windmilling, so I'm not gonna reach into here. Everything else is good. Okay, and they're just about connecting the stairs, so let's go in a waiting position over here and see once we're ready to actually walk up there. Okay, good. So, stairs are connected. Let's make our way inside. I just absolutely love the view onto the airplane like this. Really beautiful. Okay, so back into... Did we just fall off the stairs? Well, Control C or Shift C back into the flight deck, please. Alright, good. Then let's see. Cabin temperatures are alright. 24 degrees, 22 outside. That's absolutely good. So let's get going on our pre-flight procedures. So crew supply on, flight recorder ground control on, CVR test is good, evacuation switch on captain, and everything else set on this side. Lights coming into auto, refueling is still in progress, so I'm not going to turn on the fasten seatbelt sign just yet. So batteries off and on again. Let's check the ELAC panel, and as we can see, the batteries are charging just fine. Alright, the fuel pumps stay off until refueling is complete. Then let's test the engine fire warning systems, and those are looking superb. Okay, on the right side everything's good, everything's set. Then let's move up to the front, QNH 1016 according to the EFB. So let's make sure that's set. It's the 3rd of August 25 today. And then moving down to the pedestal, on this side everything is set, weather radar is set as well. In the middle everything's set, on the right everything is set, and then let's move up into the FMS. Now for the FMS I will once again be using my WinRing MCDU to set it up, so if you don't see the mouse moving, that's why, but I will be talking about what I'm doing, and that way you will be able to follow along what I'm doing over here. So let's get started. We first go into the Asus, then on to the AOC menu, flight init and data request. In the same time, let's bring up the EFB over here, hit the view button, and here we go. So Birmingham Larnaca, that's all looking good. Alright, Shanix 78 uniform has uplinked, and that's the correct flight. Everything else is looking good, wonderful. So data, aircraft status. Let's clear that scratch pad. A321-200, CFM56, nav database is up to date. Now onto the init page, we can do the init request down here. Might take a small moment for the plan to uplink, but here it is already. So Birmingham to Larnaca, alternate in Paphos, and our call sign Echo X-Ray Sierra 78 uniform. Cost index is 15 and flight level 330. And the temperature up there, let's see, is -47. Okay, lovely. So, flight plan, Birmingham, departure 33, and we've got the UNGAP 1 mic departure. Insert that. And now for the arrival, runway 22 is planned with the Boeing 1 Romeo, and that's what I'm going to insert for the time being. Now let's go for the emergencies here. So, pilot waypoint. That's going to be BHXX2. Enter, and that's Echo Golf Bravo Bravo 33 / let's see what the runway track is. I'm going to cheat over here. 326. So 326/25 PBD and store. Now let's go secondary, copy active, and the Birmingham X2 point goes in here with a holding on 326 and right hand turns. Lovely, now from here we'll do new destination, Echo Golf Bravo Bravo, arrival, ILS runway 33. Now back to flight plan, Birmingham, fixed info, Echo Golf Bravo Bravo 33, and 326 is the radial that draws the extended center line, and the emergency point Birmingham X2 goes in here as well. Now from there let's move to the init page and the second page. In here we got a couple of figures, so minimum contingency 0.8, then alternate is 1, and final reserve 1.4. 200 as taxi is fine, block fuel 16.6, and the average wind component is a tailwind of 2 knots. Alright, good, so now let's move over to the right MCDU and get our load sheet. Not the first one, but that second one, please. So that's edition number 2, Channel 78 uniform, Birmingham to Larnaca on the Gulf Powell, which is our airplane. 2 pilots, 5 cabin crews, 0 fuel weight 70.2, and let's see, 25.9 CG. Apart from that, portable water full, fuel in tank 16.6, that's all correct, so let's hit accept, and then 70.2 slash 25.9. Alright, inserting that, and then let's go over to the performance once again. And we've got a flaps 2 takeoff at 42 degrees flex temperature. So 2 and 42. And that's with takeoff speeds 148, 157, 157. Noise abatement procedure number 2, please. Field elevation is 300, so we're looking at 1300 slash 1300. And engine out at 1800. Alright, on the profile page, EGBB runway 33. And that's all the entries completed for our FMS. Now let's just cross-check our standard instrument departure, making sure that we didn't insert any nonsense here. So Birmingham departures, UNGAP 1 mic. Let's open that one. And here it is. So, constraints, plan 10 miles, well, let's keep it on 20 with VORs. Alright, so straight ahead to Bravo Bravo November 31, which is above 1500, and we've got that. Then it's a right-hand turn, 102, inbound waypoint 21, above 2000, max 220. And in here, we've indeed got 102, inbound waypoint 21, and that's with 220 knots above 2000. Then we continue to waypoint 20 at maximum 250 knots. And that's what we have. And then on towards UNGAP at 6000, which we've got as well. Lovely. Alright, so the FMS routing is correct. Then let's set everything up over here. Most likely climb to 6000, but since we don't have clearance yet, I am just going to add those 100 feet to make it obvious that that's not a final figure. Then we can move down to the sides. Turn from cockpit. Mind your ears, oxygen test. Okay, lovely. So that's everything done that needed to be done. Let's go ahead and go back to that ground chart. ATIS frequencies on 136.030.
Transition level 70, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information echo. Birmingham International Airport, information echo. 1750 Zulu. Wind 310 at 9er. Cab OK. Temperature 22. Dew point 13.
Okay, information echo. That's basically all I wanted. So, we're in gate number 2. Alright then, Birmingham to Larnaca, Channel 78 uniform, gate 2, ATIS echo, good afternoon, A321, station Birmingham. Looks good? Send. Cool, then we're waiting for our clearance to come in, and while we're waiting for that, I suggest we can start the briefing. How's our boarding going? Looks finished, doesn't it? Let's check that real quick. Yep, boarding is completed. Lovely, then let's say hello to our guests first. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of Jet2, I'd like to welcome you all on board our A321. Expected flight time 4 hours and 30. Is she talking over me? Okay. Then we do our clearance first. So, clearance being processed, standby, thanks. Unbelievable, those flight attendants nowadays, huh? Just talking over the captain. So, refueling is completed as well. Cabin crew, be careful with that one. Be very careful. The memes are coming. Alright, let's start up the APU. With the doors closed, it might get hot quickly. Yeah, look at that. 29 already. Definitely time to start. Okay, so here's our clearance. Cleared to Larnaca. UNGAP 1 mic departure, which is checked. Maintain 4000. Departure on 123.908, squawk 5277, expect runway 33. Wilco and send. So 5277. The SID is cross-checked, departure 123.908. I will just tune that up here as a reminder. And here we go. Lovely. So there is a company message, they say. Okay, that's the pre-departure clearance copied and the final load sheet. So let's check that one. It's now 70.1, missing 100 kilos. And 25.9 is correct. Looks good. Takeoff weight then 86.5, which checks, and the CG 23.2. We can accept this. 220 passengers plus 6 infants. So let's see if that still matches our takeoff performance. Yeah, unchanged. So that's an uptrim 1.4. Alright, here we go. Cool, so the clearance is done, then we'll do another attempt at saying hello to our guests. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon again from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of Jet2, I would like to welcome you all on board our Airbus A321 on our flight to Larnaca. Today we're expecting a flight time of approximately 4 hours and 25 minutes, making for an on-time arrival at our destination. We do expect some slight turbulences throughout the flight, so when the seatbelt sign is turned on, we'd like to ask you to stay in your seat with the seatbelt fastened, and even if the seatbelt sign is not turned on, we still ask you to keep the seatbelt fastened whenever you are in your seat. The cabin crew is shortly going to do the safety demonstration for today's flight. I would like to ask you to pay full attention, as that's not just for your own safety, but also for the safety of the passengers sitting around you. Thank you very much for your attention, and again, welcome aboard. Alright, cool, so they're all dealt with. APU is running, bleed coming on, then they can remove the external power as well. And now that we have air conditioning, let's close that window as well. Lovely. Alright, so with all that good stuff out of the way, are you ready for the departure briefing? Yes sir, go for it. So we're departing Birmingham, runway 33 via the UNGAP 1 mic departure. Initial climb 4000, MSA 2500, and extra fuel and time on today's flight is 500 kilos, which gives us 13 minutes. Alright, thanks for that. Now, we have no hotspots for our taxi route. The stop margin of today's takeoff is 161 meters plus the TAS effect. Engine out sits straight at 25 miles, climbing 3000, and that's also the platform for coming back for the ILS approach to runway 33. We are above the maximum landing weight, so if we have to make an immediate return, then we do the overweight landing procedure if time is available. If no time available and no fire, just APU on, APU bleed on, and that's the most important points covered. Now, apart from that, I've got nothing special or non-standard. Do you see any threats for today's departure? No? Lovely, me neither. Just a small point on the miscellaneous part. The clean speed is 240. We do have the 220 knot restriction over waypoint 21, so we are going to keep the flaps extended in position number 1 until we have passed the waypoint 21 up there. Do you have any questions or suggestions? No? Lovely. So that's our briefing complete. Then let's do the cockpit preparation checklist, please. So, gear pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity is 16,660 kilos balanced. Seatbelts on. ADRs, nav, and barrel ref QNH 1016. That's the cockpit preparation checklist complete. Alright, let's go ahead and call for pushback. So ground is on 121.805. In the real world you would call delivery first to get startup clearance, but that's not how Say Intentions does things, so a little bit different over here today. Ground from flight deck. Go ahead. Please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. That's all confirmed. Okay, thanks, then we'll call for pushback. Birmingham ground, Channel 78 uniform. Stand 2, request pushback and startup.
Channel 78 uniform, pushback and startup approved. Face southwest.
Pushback and startup approved, facing southwest, Channel 78 uniform. Before start checklist. Park and brake. Set, takeoff speeds and thrust. V1 148, VR 157, V2 157, flex 42. Windows. Closed, bacon, on and tasty. Before start checklist complete. Ground from flight deck. Go. So, pushback and startup approved, facing southwest, the park and brake is released. Roger that. Just set that brake again. Okay, brake set. So, continue pushback, and it will be, yeah, west, whatever. Okay, so, park and brake is released again, you're clear to push, and we're waiting for your signal to start the engines. Roger that. Okay then, off we go. So, starting the push at 28, that's an off block a minute and a half early. Wonderful. You don't see that every day. That is really good. Really worth mentioning.
Cabin crew, all doors in flight control check. Welcome everyone on board on behalf of Jet2.com. We are delighted to have you.
Okay, we're clear of the white line, then let's go ahead and start the engines. Sequence will be 1 then 2.
This flight is Emmanuel, and our first officer is Stephanie.
Alright, engine 1
Joining me in
start.
the cabin today are my fellow crew members, Oliver, Theo, Ethan, and David. As we prepare for the
Really, really nice scenery, isn't it? I really like the Birmingham airport. Beautiful simulation.
In the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen mask drop down from the compartment above.
Let's see, are they going to pull us forward?
Place it over your nose and mouth, and
Yes,
secure it
they
with
are.
elastic bands.
Okay.
Remember to put on your own mask before assisting others. We also have life vests located under your seats. To use them, pull the vest out.
So, the
slip
start
it over
valve is
your
closed
head,
already.
and pull the straps to tighten. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. In the event of an evacuation,
Okay, ground, we've got a good start. Number 1, we're starting number 2.
to the nearest exit.
Clear 2.
Our Airbus.
Engine 2
The
start.
321 has a total of 8 emergency exits.
And the pushback is
2 at the
complete, set
front,
brakes.
2 over the wings, and 2 at the
Brake
rear.
set.
Please take a moment to locate the exit nearest to you.
So, number 2 is starting. We've got N2, fuel flow,
Now, as we
ignition,
celebrate our journey,
and 1 is
I'd
also
like to
rotating,
remind you
and we have oil pressure.
that
Lovely.
in-flight cafe service shortly, featuring a selection of snacks and drinks. Please note that we only accept card payments, including Apple Pay and Google Pay. And remember, nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. Thank you for your attention. Now we wish you a pleasant flight. Emmanuel, the cabin is ready for departure.
Okay, ground, we've got 2 good starts. Prepare the airplane for taxi. See you on the right hand side with a pin, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Here we go. So, trim up 1.4, like that. Alright, lovely. That's everything completed down here. Then we're just waiting for the all clear signal from the ramp agent. He should appear somewhere over here any moment. Yep, there he is. And he's holding a pin. Lovely. So, after start checklist. Anti-ice. Off. Ecam status checked. Pitch trim. That's 22% set. Rudder trim neutral. After start checklist complete. So, clear signal is received. Let's do the flight control check. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Tranix 78 uniform, request taxi.
Tranix 78 uniform, taxi to runway 33 via Yankee, Echo.
Taxi 33 via Yankee Echo, Tranix 78 uniform. Okay, that's more or less just straight ahead. We are going to ask for the full length, but let's get moving first of all. Clear right side, clear left side, park and brake released. Let's go. Brake check. Pressure 0. Okay, let's tell him we need the full length. Tranix 78 uniform, request intersection Sierra 1.
Tranix 78 uniform, runway 01 does not exist. Available runway is 33.
Tranix 78 uniform negative. Request taxi to intersection Sierra 1. Oh god, the AI once again understood that I would be requesting another runway that doesn't exist. That happens. Okay, so for the time being we're cleared to Echo. That means we can do the left turn here. But if we don't get a new clearance thereafter, we gotta stop before the turn. Tranix 78 uniform, request intersection Sierra 1. Okay, we actually gotta stop.
Tranix 78 uniform, contact tower on 118.305 so long.
118.305, Tranix 78 uniform.
Tranix 78 uniform, intersection Sierra 1 approved. Continue taxi to runway 33 via Sierra 1.
Sierra 1 approved, and we're changing to tower in Tranix 78 uniform. Because why wouldn't you, huh? Okay, so departure is on 123.980. Might as well tune that now. Okay then. Still waiting for the cabin. Birmingham Tower, Tranix 78 uniform. We are not ready yet. We'll call you.
Tranix 78 uniform, Birmingham Tower, roger, call when ready.
Okay, so let's just get started. Or I tell you what, let's get the airplane around the corner and then we can always start the checklist then.
Tranix 22 Juliet Mike, contact ground on 121.805. Switching to ground, Tranix 22 Juliet Mike.
Okay, taxi checklist please. Flight controls, checked. Flap setting, config 2. Radar and predictive wind shear on and auto. Engine mode selector, normal, holding at ECAM memo. They should be ready any moment, so let's listen in. Yeah, that PA is complete, so here we go. Become memo, takeoff no blue, before takeoff taxi checklist complete. Channel 78 uniform, ready for departure.
Channel 78 uniform, no delay. 21 on a 6-mile final runway 33. Winds 320 at 11. Cleared for takeoff.
Runway 33, cleared for takeoff, no delay, Channel 78 uniform. Cabin crew, prepare for departure.
Approaching 3-3.
Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway 33 full length.
Channel 9
TCAS,
of Foxtrot Bravo. Winds 320 at 11. Runway 33. Cleared to land.
And that's the lineup checklist complete. Alright, the airplane is on a 4-mile final, that's not going to be a problem.
Clear to land, runway 33, Channel 9.
However, he should not have issued that landing clearance. We're not in the States after all. Alright, ready for rolling?
On runway
Let's go.
3-3.
Manflex 42, SRS, runway, auto thrusts. Blue. Thrust set. knots. Checked. V1. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Very nice sounds there on rotation, weren't they? So, nav, checked. Thrust climb, climb, auto thrust. Flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Chanex 78 uniform, contact departure on 123.998.
123.998, Chanex 78 uniform. Birmingham departure, Chanex 78 uniform, passing 1,900, climbing 4,000.
Chanex 78 uniform, Birmingham departure identified. Climb 5,000 direct BB 21.
Climbing 5,000, direct waypoint 21, Chanex 78 uniform. And 5,000 blue, direct waypoint 21. Approaching. Full vertical speed 2,000. Speed vertical speed.
Chanex 78 uniform, climb flight level 210.
Chanex 78 uniform, climbing flight level 210. Chanex 78 uniform, please confirm climb now, flight level 210. If not, then it's approaching. Chanex 78 uniform, please confirm that climb is unrestricted. Flaps 0. Speed checked. Flaps 0.
Chanex 78 uniform, climb unrestricted to flight level 210.
Thank you, climbing unrestricted, flight level 210, Chanex 78 uniform. The unrestricted part is German phraseology, but he wouldn't want to reply to the climb now, so that's fine with me as well. Okay, open climb, alt 21,000 blue. Well, that is a way to do this. And we're getting out of the clouds. Beautiful. That's how I'm liking it. So 142 is the direct track to the next waypoint. That means we need a slight right-hand turn here. That's fine. Set standard. Standard cross-check, passing flight level 63 now. Alright, so autopilot 1, climb,
Channel 78 uniform, climb flight level 250.
Tronic 78 uniform, climbing flight level 250. Flight level 250 blue. Lovely, so let's ask the important question. 1648. Versus 1700. Beautiful, on time. Just for the sake of it, let's request those wins again. I did enter the average, but on a 4-hour trip it might actually make a difference. So, uplink insert. Yeah, 1659? That wind can't make that much of a difference. Okay, well, in any case, 59 is still on time, so I'm not going to complain. And we are definitely going to shove off a minute or two en route anyway. Okay, so going through this is probably not going to be turbulent. It surely doesn't look like it. Those down here, those would definitely include a couple of bumps. But up here, everything's good. So, passing 100.
Channel 78
Lights
uniform,
off.
contact London Control on 130.925.
130.925, Channel 78 uniform. Bye now. London Control, Channel 78 uniform, level 103, climbing 250.
Start cruising altitude, and I am pleased to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. Feel free to connect to our onboard Wi-Fi service as well.
Channel 78 uniform,
Starting our
London
in-flight
Control,
holiday service,
identified. Good afternoon.
offering a delightful selection of snacks and drinks.
Alright, so,
Remember, we only accept card payments
we will
using
stay clear of
Apple Pay
this.
and Google Pay.
So
Thank
yeah,
you for
lights
choosing
off,
Jet2
signs
for a
off,
month where nothing beats a Jet2 holiday.
airports. So, clear copy please. And then, cruising in 330, optimum 330, maximum 340. Absolutely perfect. What else could you wish for?
Channel
Well
78
then.
uniform, London Control, climb flight level 280.
Tronic 78 uniform, climbing flight level 280. Flight level 280 blue. Then lastly, let's lock on to Echo Golf Tango Tango. Notify. And that's it. Perfect. So, for the time being, that's absolutely all that I can offer you. So, I'd say sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight, and then I see you on a beautiful sunset on the approach into Larnaca.
Everything's alright with a violet sky on my skin. Ooh, baby, I feel high with a violet sky on my skin. Let me breathe deep, let me get away. There's no place else I'd rather be. Ooh, everything's alright.
Chanex 78 uniform, contact Larnaca. Approach on 130.2.
130.2, Chanex 78 uniform. Larnaca approach, Chanex 78 uniform, level 141, descending level 900.
Chanex 78 uniform, Larnaca approach identified. Good evening. Expect the ILS runway 22 approach into Larnaca.
Expecting the ILS 22 into Larnaca, Chanex 78 uniform. Alright, and here we are. So, ATC message, let's see what that is. Descent started, CPDLC service terminated. Lovely, and lock off. That's all checked. Good, so the seatbelt signs can come on already, and then we can start our approach briefing, please. Now, let's also help the airplane a little bit here to catch up with the profile. Thrust idle open descent. And then let's go and brief. So, this is going to be an ILS, most likely X-ray approach, with the teardrop for runway 22 here in Larnaca. The weather is good, the field is just down there, we can see that already. The approach itself starts at the center fix. 2.8 degree glide slope, which is a little bit more shallow than usual, so we will need a little bit more power on final, have that in mind. Minimum is 220 and the go-around is straight at 3 DME, then a left-hand turn, intercept the radial 154 Iman to Boses. Climbing 2000 only, so very low level of altitude here. Extra fuel and time is 1000 kilos, which gives us half an hour. Alright, thanks for that. Now we are going to fly a flight director guided ILS approach using config full, maximum reverse and auto brake low, vacate the runway to the right hand side at the end, and that's going to lead us straight to the terminal. We have plenty of stop margin, let's just see how much exactly. So 2,631 required and 2,994 available, so that's about 260 meters of stop margin available today. Now, I've got no hotspots for our taxi in, and we've got nothing special or non-standard. Threats for the arrival? Terrain definitely is to be considered, but not really going to be much of a problem either. Do you have any questions or suggestions for our briefing? No? Lovely, then that's our briefing completed. So approaching 1,000 to go. Speed, vertical speed, and the speed is down at 220. 1,000. So passing 10, landing lights on, signs on, constraints, LS.
Chanex 78 uniform, descend altitude 2500, turn left heading 020 vectors for the ILS runway 22 approach.
Chanex 78 uniform, descend 2,500 feet, left heading 020 vectors ILS runway 22.
Final approach into Larnaca. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we
Thrust dial open descent, alt, flight level 25 blue.
tray tables away.
Chanex 78 uniform, please confirm the QNH.
Fasten your seatbelts. Thank you for your cooperation. Oh, and just a reminder, nothing beats a Jet2 holiday.
Yes, no, maybe? Chanex 78 uniform, please confirm the QNH.
Chanex 78 uniform, QNH 1009er.
QNH 1009 at Chanex 78 uniform, thank you. Okay, set QNH. 1009 cross-check, passing 7,800 now. Alright, so to confirm, or to complete the 10 checks, GPS primary high accuracy, mode selector norm. Then let's go direct to, we'll take the center fix down here, and radial in, insert. So that's that. Then let's continue with the approach checklist, please. So, Baro Ref, QNH 1009R, seatbelts on, minimum, Baro 220, auto brake, low, engine mode selector, norm, approach checklist complete. Okay, so, we are getting radar vectors below the MSA. We do have terrain contour charts available, so we can accept that. Come on. Of course, it would massively help if it actually loaded those charts. Let's try that again. Ah, bandwidth too low. Okay. Oh well, for the time being we do have the EGPWS. Terrain is flat over here, but hills will start rising again over here at the end of the island, up to 2,500, which is our current cleared altitude, so have that in mind. Come on, internet. Connection restored, thank you. And here is the chart. And perhaps the star chart is even better for what we want to do. But the best one's probably going to be...
Channel 78 uniform, turn right heading 095.
Turn right 095, Channel 78 uniform. Here we go, 095. So, the train should hopefully start loading again now that the connection is stable again as well. Vertical speed. Just want to be safe here. Don't descend too low while we're over the island due to all the hills over here. Even though we should be in the uncritical part of the island, we better be sure. So let's see.
Channel 78 uniform, proceed direct Lima Kilo 502, cleared for the ILS runway 22 approach.
Channel 78 uniform, confirm direct 10 miles final, cleared ILS 22. Nav. Okay, Channel 78 uniform to confirm we proceed direct 10 miles final, cleared ILS approach runway 22. Okay, descent, glide slope alive. And that actually looks quite good. Now we can see that we're clear of all those mountains as well. Absolutely lovely. And what a fantastic, fantastic view this is. Look at the colors moving through the flight deck. This is definitely my favorite time for arrivals. So, vertical speed. I'll tell you what, let's do thrust idle open descent. That's a bit easier. So, cleared for the approach. Cat3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2, glide slope localizer blue. Look at this, the sun is just set. Catching the last couple of rays of daylight here. Flaps 1. Speed checked, flaps 1. Okay, so tower will be on 121.2.
Channel 78 uniform, contact Larnaca Tower on 121.2.
121.2, Channel 78 uniform. We're cleared for the approach, that means we can descend 1500. Lockstar. Larnaca Tower, Channel 78 uniform, established ILS 22. Okay, vertical speed, flaps 2. Speed check, flaps 2.
Channel 78
And
uniform,
gear down.
Larnaca Tower, roger.
Glass slope star. Go around altitude 2000 set.
2000.
Channel 78 uniform, Larnaca Tower, winds 210 at 6, runway 22, cleared to land.
Runway 22, clear to land, Channel 78 uniform. Glass slope localizer Cat 1. Alright, let's have a bit of fun. Flight directors off, bird on. And the runway track is set. Flaps 3. Speed checked, flap 3. Flaps full. Speed checked, flaps full. Landing checklist, ECAM memo, landing no blue, landing checklist complete. Checked. And we're stabilized. Not perfectly, but stabilized. Look
Approaching.
at this.
2.
Just look at this, man.
All aircraft information hotel is now current. QNH 1009er.
So, if I wouldn't be so busy taking screenshots, I would probably do a little bit more accurate hand flying, but let's not dwell over that.
300. 100 above.
Checked.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Welcome to Larnaca. Spoilers, reverse green, decel. $70 knots.
1,200
brakes.
meters remaining.
Channel 78 uniform, welcome to Larnaca. Contact ground on 119.4.
Cabin crew is ready for...
119.4, Channel 78 uniform.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Larnaca. This is Jet2.com, flight 1269, arriving from Birmingham International Airport. The local time here is 7...
Larnaca ground, Channel 78 uniform. Request taxi to gate 44 Alpha.
that Larnaca is famous for its beautiful beaches and rich history. Thank you for flying with Jet2.com, where nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. In the name of Captain Emmanuel, First Officer Stephanie, and...
Channel 78 uniform, taxi to Terminal 44A via Echo Whiskey Lima Charlie. Good day.
Taxi gate 44 Alpha via Echo Whiskey Lima Charlie, Channel 78 uniform. Channel 78 uniform, are we behind or in front of the EasyJet?
Chennai 78 uniform, you are behind the EZ680X at your 1 o'clock on the ground.
Thanks. Okay, so we gotta wait for that easy over there. In the meantime, after landing checklist, please. Radar and predictive wind shear off. After landing checklist.
Chennai 78 uniform, you're welcome.
Okay, so let's turn those lights off in order not to confuse him. APU is already coming online. And then we can get GSX. So, apron 1, stand 44 alpha. No follow me needed. Handling by shipboard. Is that really where you gotta stop now? Come on. Is the EasyJet going to keep moving?
Chennai 78 uniform, EasyJet is moving. Maintain position and follow them when clear.
Roger. Come on, there's more than enough space here. Get going.
Chennai 78 uniform, please clarify your request or provide further details.
Disregard. Okay, well, I guess that means the EasyJet is not moving. But I know a good track.
Chennai 78 uniform, disregard acknowledged.
I do happen to know a good trick how to get him moving. That's this one. Because once you're close enough, he will vanish. Alright, so APU is available. And let's shut down engine number 2. Alright, so gate 44 alpha. Let's see, is I think one of those over here. That one maybe? No, the one in front it seems. Yeah, 44 alpha is here. Okay, that's good enough with me. Okay, lights off. Side stick fault. That was important now. Alright, A321 is on the guidance system.
Israel Air 580 contact tower on 121.2.
Air 580.
So, everything clear. Three, 2... Come on, don't stop here now. And stop. Lovely, here we are. So, APU bleed is on, electric hydraulic pump is off, park and brake set, shutdown. Cabin crew, all doors in park. Alright, so schedule was 1700. I tend to say that was a perfect flight. Pushed a minute early and arrived exactly on time. Lovely. Alright, so the beacon is going off. Let's wait for the cabin crew to disarm the slides. Temperature still 28 degrees out here. Lovely. So we are definitely going to keep the APU running. Here we go. Slides disarmed. Okay. Parking checklist, please. Park and brake are trucks. Brake set. Engines off. Wing lights off. And fuel pumps off. Parking checklist complete. So, transponder 2000 and standby. Fuel is checked. We have 3200 remaining. You can order deboarding, please. And let's see. We were supposed to use basically 13.5, so we should have 3100 remaining. We got 3.2. That is wonderful. So fuel usage is absolutely spot on. Beautiful. Alright, and that's everything I got for you for the time being. Now, let's get ourselves an air conditioning unit over here. I would tend to think that at an airport like this they might have one. So, packs coming off, APU is going off anyway, and with that, welcome to Larnaca, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed the flight as much as I did. I do likewise hope that you're actually enjoying the airport scenery, which is one that I gotta say I like. I've been on holidays here not so long ago, and the airport looks pretty much exactly the way I remember it. So, good job, Innie-Builds. And with all of that out of the way, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope that you guys enjoyed the flight as much as I did. If you enjoyed today's ATC, be sure to check out Say Intentions AI using the link in the pinned comment or the video description below. And if you liked the video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.